Hello, everyone. This is Martin, and here's another weekly update. This time we're covering the week from December the 7th to the 11th. And this week there's a lot of important news events coming up, including interest rate decisions, I believe, from New Zealand and the Swiss, the Swiss government, New Zealand, and I believe there's someone else. Could be Australia, I believe it is. So that's going to obviously create some volatility this week, up and down. And that's exactly what happened last week as well when the news came out. Lots of volatility. And I kind of expect this volatility to keep intact until we get the US federal rate interest decision, which I believe comes out on December the 16th. So there's going to be a lot of up and down movements. And my best advice is if you're not sure, then don't take a trade, but just wait for evidence. That's what I do. It's wait for evidence. If you see evidence to the upside, for instance, if you see a specific candle, then take a trade at the open of the next candle. Always look for the closest resistance and support. Trade the bounces off resistance support, and again, wait for evidence. So let's start again this week with the Euro USD. And this week, I believe there's going to be some volatility, but we're going to be trading in a range between the 110.30, see up here the upper range, which is the gray rectangle, and the lower range, the 108 down here. So price could come down a bit lower. You can see this is the 21 EMA, the orange right here. That's the 8. 8 is converging. Will probably rise above the 21, but price is below the 50. That's this big blue one. Okay. So the blue line here is the 50 SMA. So price is just going to be keep bouncing back and forth until there's either a break to the upside or a break to the downside. However, if price comes back down, then just watch for bounce up again. Okay, so that's what I look for that. Last week we were a downtrend continuation, and you can see the start of this red line right here. Last week, that was Friday. That was the close on Friday, and the first trading day was this open up last week on the Sunday Monday open, and that's what. So there was a small little black bearish candle. I mentioned wait for a pullback and sell with evidence, and actually. There was a bearish candle here. There was no real pullback, so um, there was no real pullback higher, and it just price just kept going higher. So there's no real evidence to sell to the downside. And if you stayed away from trading, that was good. And again, I mentioned watch for the 8 EMA. It did not hold as resistance, which is right here. So last week, price went right above the 8 through the 21 and actually bounced off the 50 SMA. So this week, just watch, wait for evidence, watch price to come down a bit lower, perhaps take a bounce trade up. MACD is below zero, but you see the downtrend is certainly losing momentum here. Okay, so the next one we've got the British Pound USD Daily. Last week we mentioned that we were in a downtrend continuation, and we actually were. I said wait for a pullback and then sell below the 150.60. This played out fantastically because the 50.60. Let me just take the crosshair. Just the crosshair tool. The 50.60 was right about here. Okay, so if you would have taken a trade below the 50.60, with this huge candle on the Thursday, you would have made quite a number of pips. In fact, 108 pip profit. Okay, and we're trading in the bearish channel right here. You can see price coming back down, up, down. When I say channel, talking about trading between two trend lines. Here's the upper trend line. Here's the lower trend line. And price were in the bearish channel. Watch for evidence. So Um, this is important. If price goes up a bit, if it bounces off the 150, 130, then take a sell trade. Price may keep coming back down until the 149.30 to this area right here. So again, the important thing is wait for evidence. The MACD is below zero. Next trade, Australian USD. We do have an interest rate decision this week sometime. So again, the important thing is wait for evidence to the upside or bounce off the resistance. Okay, so again, we are at resistance right here. And let me just draw in something. I didn't do it. I'm going to draw in a rectangle. Okay, there we go. Here's previous resistance, previous swing high meaning price going up and down. So that's a previous swing high. And we are almost at this level here. So price may go up a little bit higher and then bounce down. So again, wait for evidence. If price bounces significantly off the resistance here, then take sell trade. Or watch price come back down to at least this area here and watch for price to go back higher. Okay. Last week though, interesting, the start or the finish of the trading week was here on Friday with the red line. I said we were in a weak uptrend. Wait. And price may pull back to the 50 SMA, then look for evidence. And indeed, price did come back with this candle right here, came back to just above the 50. There was bullish. It was a bullish candle. If you would have gotten in at the open of the next candle, you would have made here 100 plus pip profit. So again, when I said may pull back to the 50, it pulled back. Price did pull back a bit, but bounced right off. That means price with this white bullish candle was not going to go lower. There's the evidence that you need that the bulls were in control or the buyers were in control. So I would have just opened up a trade at the next candle right there for some pretty good pips. Okay, this week we're waiting for evidence to the upside or bounce bounce down off the resistance. We are at resistance, so wait for price to go higher and wait for evidence to the downside. Okay, or you can even wait for a breakout. So again, you may want to even stay away from this, and price may even for a couple of days may just go sideways until the rate decision comes out. New Zealand USD, I believe there's also an interest rate decision. I believe this price is going to be trading kind of between the upper and lower rectangles here. I believe price is going to go a little bit sideways. We are in a triangle consolidation. What that means is that, see the top red line here, the magenta line, that's the top trend line. Here's the bottom lower trend line. Price may just go lower, maybe to this area right here, higher, lower, and so on until there's a major breakout to either the upside or the downside. So in this case here, for this pair, watch for evidence, okay? Last week I mentioned we were in a downtrend continuation, and that was completely wrong. Price, in fact, went up right through the 50 because with the start of the or the end of the trading week last week with this red vertical line, price did in fact go down a little bit lower, which was what I thought was going to happen, but then price bounced right up. On the next day, and then after that went right through the 50, which is the blue line, and kept going higher to a resistance area. So price may come down, price may go up. I'm not too sure. Again, just wait for further evidence. It's a little bit too early in the week. The MACD is above the zero, so it kind of looks like price may go up a little bit higher than bounce down. But again, there's an interest rate decision this week, so be careful. Now we've got the USCAD, and I mentioned last week the main thing was buy now. So at the end of the trading, we were right here on the Friday, ended up with a huge bullish candle. That also is a confident warrior candle, and I actually would have placed a trade right here at the open of the next candle. It kind of went just sideways. 1, 2, 3. You see 3 dojis in a row, 4 dojis pretty well. And even with the news, and then on the fifth day, the Friday, with the close on the Friday with this red vertical line, you can see the non-farm payroll again just ended up in the doji. So the entire week it just completely went sideways. But you can see today this chart is live. Okay, just to let you know that I am doing this at approximately 11:30 in the evening. We have so far a huge up candle. I believe we're on our way toward reaching the 2015 high, or at least to test that area, and then price may come back down again. So for this week, we are in a uptrend continuation. I believe it is gaining momentum. Okay, the MACD is above zero. Caution though, however, we're near resistance. And how far away from resistance? Well, right now, I believe price can still go at least another 50, 60, 70 pips higher to at least this level. It may break that. In fact, it may break that and then come back down later to come back and retest this area of support, which was previously resistance right here and here. Okay, so again, price is gaining momentum. I believe we're going to continue to the upside as the Canadian dollar is certainly going to weaken, and a lot of people or some experts are forecasting that the Canadian dollar could still weaken against the U.S. by at least another 6 or 7 cents. That's a lot of weakness, folks. So, anyways, that's what I see over here. Now we get to the U.S. Swiss franc. Last week, on the Friday, we closed right here with the red line, okay? The next day, the Sunday, Monday open right here with this small little black bearish doji. We had already reached the 2015 high right here with this black doji, and you can see subsequently next few days, 1, 2, 3, huge bearish candles. So the sellers were completely in control. Buyers are trying to come back, but I believe we're going to be range bound here between this gray rectangle area, which is resistance, this lower key level right here, which is support. That's a key level. So just watch for price to kind of go back and forth. We are in a weak uptrend. You can see the MACD is above zero, but you can see how the histo bars have declined. They've gotten smaller, smaller, smaller. So the momentum for the upside has completely broken down. Will we keep heading down lower or will price go higher? Doesn't really matter. You really have to wait for evidence, and that's the key for all the currency pairs for this week. So here, okay, and last week I mentioned wait for a small pullback, then evidence. So we were at resistance, wait for a small pullback. Well, the small pullback ended up being a huge pullback. Then wait for evidence, and again, I closed on the Friday here with a small bullish candle. So last week didn't give you any time to give you any positive evidence, and so we're still kind of waiting for further evidence. Okay. And finally, the US Japanese pair. Last week, we were in an uptrend continuation. That's what I said. Uh, Especially if price went above the 123.10. And let's take a look. 123.10, which is right about there. So price really never closed above this area, except with this candle in the middle of the week. And then the next day, with heavy event news, price just plummeted back down. But you can see price is held here by the 21 moving average, which is this red orange line. That's the 21 EMA. The next day on the Friday close with this red vertical line. Last week closed with a nice bullish candle to the upside, and you can see today price is continuing to go higher. So price most likely will either come back down to kind of close this gap area or continue going up. I believe we're in a sideways, and you can see the sideways trading up, down, up, down, up, down. The best way to trade sideways is the bounces. So Take trades as price goes higher, wait for bearish evidence to the downside, then take a sell trade, or wait for price to go down lower and wait for a bounce off the support. Look for evidence to the upside. That's how you trade. That's how you trade a sideways range. Okay, so that's it for this week. Wish you all the best. Happy trading. Listen, send me your questions. You can send me screenshots of your charts.